Hi, and welcome back to Football Made Simple.
The new Premier League season is well and truly underway, as Arsenal opened up with a 2-0 win over Crystal Palace, thanks to a Marc Guéhi own goal, as well as a goal from Gabriel Martinelli. In our previous video, we looked at Arteta's attacking strategies, and in this video, we'll take a closer look at his pressing. And for the lineups, as you can see on the OneFootball app, Palace lined up in what was a flexible 4-2-3-1, whilst Arsenal, on the other hand, used a 4-3-3 that we've seen plenty of in pre-season, with Ben White at right back and Xhaka and Odegaard either side of Partey. If you want to get lineups like this, stats and so much more, check out OneFootball for absolutely free through the link in the description below. They've been supporting the channel for a while, and they are the best free football app on the market, so check them out down below. Let's take a look at Arteta's defensive and pressing tactics during this match. Arsenal could set up in a high 4-2-3-1 against Palace's 4-3-3. Arsenal would look to cut out Doucouré, who was Palace's pivot, by keeping Odegaard high. And Jesus, as we know, is energetic and a hard worker, so he would often look to press one of the centre-backs. However, he would be outnumbered 2 versus 1, so it would be difficult for him to apply any sustained pressure. So this is where Martinelli was crucial in the press. Jesus would cover one man, and as the ball went across, Martinelli would make a curved run, looking to use his cover shadow to still cut the pass out to Klein. But he could then apply pressure on the second centre-back, so it became a 2 versus 2. Initially, Jesus is the sole presser for Arsenal. However, the Palace centre-backs have spread themselves well, meaning that there's no way Jesus can press both of them. Instead, we see Martinelli from wide, looking to make the curved run to become the second presser so that both centre-backs are under pressure. But crucially, he still looks to cut out the lane towards Klein. So now, 2 forwards are pressing the centre-backs, and Odegaard is still looking to cut out the deepest pivot. This was effective for the most part, but it could be ineffective if Martinelli did not curve his run and instead came directly to press Anderson, as this would mean the passing lane to Klein was still open. In this situation, Martinelli has come in narrow to be the second presser alongside Jesus too early. As a result, there's an easy pass out wide towards the fullback, and at the same time, Martinelli can't put him under pressure as intensely because he already has to think about covering the fullback. And again, the role of Zinchenko was crucial in these situations. With Martinelli in this position, if the goalkeeper got on the ball, he could look longer to Klein. But crucially, Zinchenko was given the permission to be aggressive in his press, so before the ball even got to Klein, he would be looking to press him. And this is where having 3 centre-backs became useful for Arsenal, as in these situations they were shifting into a temporary back 3, with White moving in more central. Here, Jesus and Martinelli have rotated, but the principle was the same, of keeping both of the centre-backs under pressure. In this scenario, the keeper is able to find the longer ball into the fullback. But Zinchenko was aggressive from fullback in these situations, so as soon as the ball gets to Klein, Zinchenko is already applying pressure, whilst Gabriel is coming across with the forward. However, there was one disadvantage to this temporary back 3, and that is that Zaha and White were isolated against each other. And Anderson had the role of looking for longer balls consistently throughout the match, usually a diagonal looking to pick out the space behind White and Zaha, as if Zaha was able to get the wrong side of him, or even a 1 versus 1, Palace were hoping that he could make the difference in these situations. Zinchenko was high applying pressure, and Palace looked to transition, as Arsenal are in a temporary back 3, so this would mean that Zaha could have a 1 versus 1 against Ben White. Arteta initially adapted to this by having the hard-working Saka track back in these situations in order to avoid the 1 versus 1. But in searching for a more permanent solution, instead of having Martinelli be the second presser, he allowed Martinelli to remain wider on Klein so that Zinchenko wouldn't have to push up. And instead, it was Odegaard who would then move out into the wide region, so that now there was a little bit more cover for the longer ball into Zaha. And just a quick note that when Arsenal were in attacking positions, because they pushed so many of their men high up the pitch, it meant that on the transition, Partey was extremely vulnerable. So this is something that Arteta may want to look out for in the future.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you might enjoy the content available on my Patreon. Not only does Patreon help to support the continued production of content, as I am a one-man team, but it also gives you early access to videos that will come on the channel. You'll also get exclusive videos, get to vote on polls, and so much more, and it's cheaper than ever. no longer having a tier system, so everyone on the Patreon gets access to all the content. So head over to patreon.com/footballmadesimple to check it out.
And a special thanks to my latest patrons, including Dimitros, Chrisophidis, Liam White, G&D, Some Random Guy 7, Brian Liddell, and Kevin Gonzalez. But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.